Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi with Healing Harvest Homestead, and today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about blending teas and how to make a really good tea blend that's going to taste good as well as support your liver. Now, your liver is one of the organs in your body that helps your body detoxify. So, we're exposed to environmental toxins, we're exposed to chemicals and toxins from just lotions we put on our body. We're exposed to the toxins and chemicals that are not natural for us in processed foods. Really, they come from everywhere, cleaning supplies. And what happens is your liver, as well as your kidneys, and your lungs, they have to work really hard to help your body, first of all, determine if it's a toxin or not, and then to filter it out somehow. So your liver is responsible for helping to detoxify your body partially through your bloodstream. So the herbs in this tea blend are very, very heavily geared toward supporting your liver and your immune system as well. And on top of that, it tastes really, really good. So putting the fact that this tea blend helps your liver aside, it tastes like gingerbread. So I think you're really going to like it. It's going to be one of those teas I think that you're going to enjoy drinking all the time. At least that's my hope. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share the recipe with you here. But first of all, I want to just explain that I use the part system when I blend teas or make herbal formulas. And what that means is that I'm not measuring things out in cups or measurements that are standardized or weights. What I do is I choose a measurement amount, and then that's my part, okay? And the reason I do this, I have just found over the years that if I'm making teas for myself, it's super easy, and it always works. And it's nice because I can determine the amount of tea blend I want to make. So if I'm making a lot of tea for like friends and family at Christmas time, and I want a large amount of a tea blend, then I might use a part like a cup. Because if you're dealing with, say, 20 parts all together in your recipe, you're going to have 20 cups of herbs, and that's a lot, right? That's a lot. On the other hand, if you want a small amount, maybe to fill a mason jar or something, depending on how many ingredients you have, you can use a smaller part, like this 1/8 of a cup or this 1/4 cup. All right. Now, since Mr. V and I have been drinking this tea every single day for the last couple of weeks, I'm going to make a larger amount, but I don't want too much because I don't want it to go stale before we can drink it. And it's so easy to make. I can just do this anytime. So I'm going to use a 1/4 cup measurement, but I'm going to refer to this as parts, as one part's 1/4 cup. Okay. So first off, let's go to liver-loving herbs first. Nettle root is one of the best herbs you can use for your liver. There's other really good ones too. There's other really best ones. But I love nettle root because it's just strong and powerful. So I'm going to use 4 parts or 4 of these scoops of my nettle root. Now, nettle root is a little harder to find than nettle leaf. So if you want to substitute this out with nettle leaf, that's fine too. But the root is especially good for your liver. The next herb I'm going to use is burdock. Burdock root is, I would say, one of the premier herbs for your liver. So I'm going to scoop in 4 of those. So 4 parts of nettle root, 4 parts of burdock root. Alrighty. Okay, this is dandelion root, and this is another just wonderful, wonderful herb for your liver. So I'm going to scoop out 4 of these. This happens to be organic and roasted, and it tastes really good. I don't know if I counted out 3 or 4, but either way, it's going to be good because the dandelion root tastes delicious. Now, I want to talk really fast. Those 3 herbs are the main liver-supporting herbs in this blend. And you might be thinking to yourself, if you're aware of herbs and your liver, well, what about milk thistle, right? So maybe you're thinking, Milk thistle is a really, really good herb for your liver. The only problem with milk thistle is this. The constituents that help your liver in milk thistle are not extractable in water. Okay, so if you go to the store and you are looking at the detoxification teas at the store and you look at the label and you go, oh, this has milk thistle. Honestly, you're wasting your money because milk thistle doesn't work in tea, all right? If you want to take milk thistle for your liver, to be honest, the best way to take it is to ingest it. So go ahead and buy the capsules from a really good company, or get the powder yourself and make your own capsules, or you can do what I did. Here, I'll show you. I just keep some powdered milk thistle above my stove, and I cook with it. And I'll do it. I just powder up a little bit at a time, and over a week or two time period, I'll go ahead and cook with this milk thistle, and this will be gone, and I'll make some more. But that's just a tip for how to use milk thistle for your liver. But it doesn't go in this tea because it won't work. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get into the tasty herbs. Cinnamon chips. These are like little cut up and sifted cinnamon barks. Okay, so 4 parts of cinnamon. And then next up, we have ginger root, and I love ginger root. You can put 2 or 3 parts in. This is just dried, broken up ginger root. I'm going to put 3 in because I love ginger. I love it. I put ginger even in my coffee every morning, so it's good for inflammation, and it's just a really helpful herb. The next one up is Astragulas. Now, Astragulas is an adaptogen, so it's really, really good for helping your body deal with stressors. So it's just a nice herb and blend, but it tastes pretty good. It's got kind of a sweet taste. But the other thing Astragulas is good for is your immune system. So it's wonderful for helping boost your immune system. So the Astragulas, and now I'm out, I've got to go order some more, but the Astragulas is not necessarily liver supporting, but I've got it in here because I like it as an adaptogen. It's and it's good for your immune system, but also the sweet taste kind of blends really well with these different herbs. And as you start working with your herbs, you're going to find that you'll get to know the herbs that are good and go with each other really well. Okay, the next thing I'm going to add is a part of black peppercorns. Okay, and then next up, cloves, got whole cloves here, and we're going to put 1 part of cloves. You can crush these up a little bit to help them release even more of the aromatics, but the clove is so strong it's really not necessary. And then we've got cardamom pods. So, and these, you can crush these up too, but you don't have to. So, here's what it looks like. This is a regular size serving bowl, so it's quite, it's a good size. And that's about how much herb is in there with all of these parts. And now I am going to gently, because it's almost full, mix up my herbs. Gosh, I wish you could smell this. It just smells so good. And I just want to say, if you like a little bit of color in your teas, this is a very brown tea, all right? Which, I'm making it for the taste and not the appearance. But you could add a little bit more cardamom if you're using the green pods to this. The other thing you might want to consider using are pink peppercorns, which, heads up on those, they might cause some people gastric distress, but I haven't had any issues with it myself. But this is what it looks like when it's all blended up. Alrighty, so let's talk about how to prepare this tea really fast. Usually when you're dealing with roots, you want to decoct your teas, which means you want to simmer them on low for about 15 minutes and then strain them off. But that's more of a medicinal way to infuse your teas. Since we're mostly drinking this for pleasure, as well as the health benefits, this tea is just fine to steep like you normally would. So the way we like to do it in our house is we'll use mason jars because we'll sip on tea throughout the day. And so you want to just take your herb and maybe fill it about an inch high with your mason jar, then pour your hot boiling water over the top and let it steep. If you don't want loose herbs floating around in your mason jar, you can get a nice infuser like this one. It's very large and deep, and put that in there, and that will hold your herbs really well too. Now, this is not going to give you the same amount of herb as just putting it directly in your mason jar will. So this is perfect for a cup or, maybe a pint mason jar. But once your herbal matter is ready to strain off, this is not the tea, by the way, this is a different tea. But once it's ready to strain off, you just strain off the herbs and then drink the tea throughout the day. It's delicious. So this, you guys, is the liver-loving gingerbread tea, or the gingerbread living-loving tea, however you want to call it. And it's really good for you, and it's exceptionally delicious, and I hope you enjoy it. So you can find me over at healingharvesthomestead.com. That's my website. You can also find me here on YouTube. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. I also have a school if you'd like to learn family herbalism, and I'll go ahead and link to all those things at the bottom. So if you have a local herb farm near you, I suggest supporting your local farmer. We have one locally here in a little town called Troy, called Revelry Farms, and so they're really good. You can look them up too. But anyway, hope you enjoy this and have fun with your tea making.